Hello to our viewers. My name is Harold Gardon. I'm the Millenial Wealth Planner. And welcome to the 45th episode of the Late Night Tambayan with TPG and MWP. So if hindi ka makatulog, dito ka na lang tumambay kung saan tayo mag-chill. And we will discuss personal finance and life in general. So partner?
Yes, happy Thursday night, everyone. And I'm Bille, Temanel, founder and content creator of The Prudent Generation. At bakit namin pinagpapatuloy itong Late Night Tambayan? Because we would want to give value to you, our viewers or followers dito sa The Prudent Generation or on MWP Facebook page or YouTube channel. And ayan, syempre hindi lang naman tungkol sa finance yung gusto naming ituro sa inyo. But sabi nga ni partner, we can also get from other areas sa buhay natin sa mga topics na inihanda namin para sa inyo. Ayan, partner.
Ayan, so yung topic natin ngayon ay napakaganda kasi I believe as freelancers, financial advisors o as millennials, marami sa atin hindi tayo parang one work lang o one source of income. Marami sa atin nagsa-side hustle. And Canva is one of the apps na I think and I believe na halos lahat tayo ginagamit natin, or kung hindi mo pa alam kung ano yung Canva, this is the best time to, sinasabi nga natin, #LearnFlix, kaysa na etong mga time na to di tayo makatulog at kung ano na ginagawa natin, might as well we learn something so we can add value to our clients and our customers or target market. At ang maganda ngayon, partner, meron tayong bagong contest. Ano nga ba yung contest natin?
Yes, so medyo nag-level up or talagang mataas yung level up ng ating ngayon contest or prize for tonight. So just share our live session from TPG and MWP Facebook pages, and later and ito pala may dagdag na mechanics sa usual lang na share ng ating session. And pag share po ninyo, tag 3 of your friends on Facebook, and mamaya meron po kaming tanong at kung sino yon nag-share, nag-tag ng 3 of your friends at makakasagot ng tama siya ang pwedeng manalo. So ayan, hindi po GCash ngayon, kundi 1-year subscription of CANVA Premium. Yan, di ba exciting mga ka-LNT and partner?
Yes, so very exciting, partner, kasi napakaswerte naman nanalo ngayon dahil ako nagbabayad ako ng monthly. Tapos sila manalo sila ng 1 year. Guys, itong 1 year na to, kung dati, syempre, sinasabi natin, ang pinamimigay natin 50 pesos lang, hindi naman ganun kalaki. Pag naipon, you can parang buy Bitcoin or sa GCash Invest or kung saan man. Pero ito pong 1 year na subscription na to, kung di ako nagkakamali, parang pumapatak mga $9 to $10 per month, so times 12. That's around mga 120 USD. So, magkano po yun? Mga 6,000 pesos. So, paano kayo mananalo? Kailangan, syempre, nanood kayo now until the end of the show dahil itatanong po namin, hindi po siya katulad nung dati na parang sasabihin namin ano yung website ni Canva o parang ano yung website ng speaker natin dahil syempre medyo mataas yung price. So, kailangan po makinig kayo dahil doon po natin malalaman later sino po talaga yung nakikinig. So, yun, partner.
Yeah, so, ngayon, syempre, pwede na natin ipakilala, partner, ating guest for tonight.
Ayan. So bago ko nga lang pala pakilala, partner, magsha-shoutout lang ako kay Dayan Lotto kasi si Dayan Lotto yung nag-connect sa atin sa Canva.
Wow.
So hi D, and first time lang niya na maka-attend ngayon. So ayan po si D, sabi niya nagulat daw siya sa hello. Hello to our viewers. Ayan. So ayan na, introduce ko na, partner. So our guest speaker for today is Maisie. And as CANVA Philippines growth lead, Maisie fosters growth by making CANVA truly local for Filipinos. For over 4 years, she has driven initiatives through templates, photos, and other amazing content. Now, she collaborates with the growth teams that surface this content, making sure it reaches everyone in the world. So without further ado, Miss Maisie Littaua. Hi, Miss Maisie.
Thanks, Maisie.
Hi! How are you guys? Good evening.
We're doing good evening.
Malapit na pala mag-midnight. So, medyo late night tayo tonight, no? Trying my best to stay awake.
Ayan. So, tingin ko naman talagang magigising kayo. So, sa mga viewers natin, kung talagang gusto niyo manalo ng 1-year premium at para naman syempre si Miss Maisie magising, send some hearts naman dyan. Libre lang naman po mag-heart, no? So, sana po tayo'y mag-heart. Ayan. So, ano nga ba yung gagawin natin? So, syempre, Miss Maisie, no, part of the tradition of the late night tambayan, nanonood tayo ng mga TikTok videos. And doon sa TikTok videos na yun, nagre-react tayo as millennial. So, sama ka na namin na mag-react doon sa mga TikTok videos na yun.
Yes. So, good thing because Canva has a TikTok account. So, yun yung una nating TikTok video. Background about Canva. Hindi ko nakita yung history ng Canva, pero it's a video on how can Canva help. So let's watch this first TikTok video. So, ang galing, partner and Miss Maisie.
Yeah.
Ayan. Siguro ako muna mag-react. para kasi si Miss Maisie taga-Canva, no? Para ano talaga, galing talaga sa hindi taga-Canva, sabihin nila bias. No? So, yun sa akin, no, yung siguro learning ko dito, marami nagtatanong, no, MWP, ang galing mo naman gumawa ng poster or alam mo yun, hindi naman ho kasi ako graphic artist, pero iba yung dating ng Canva. During the time na nagsa-start ako na maging active sa social media, di ba picture-picture ka lang, tapos pagalingan ng poster. Pero pag ginamit mo si Canva, kahit hindi ka talaga graphic artist o hindi ka magaling na, alam mo, normally di ba Photoshop doon mo ginagawa o Illustrator o kung ano man, may bayad pa nga minsan, tapos di ba, huwag kayo maingay yung nagka-crack tayo, no? Pero dito kay Canva, it's for free. So isipin nyo, I've been using Canva ata for the past 2 to 3 years. And libre po siya, guys. So, minsan makikita nyo bakit gumagalaw-galaw, may video dun sa poster. Lahat po yun Canva. Wala pong ano dun, wala pong super technical. So, yung siguro yung nakita ko dun sa video na yun, no, it's how making parang simple content extraordinary. Or parang syempre sa digital marketing, di ba? Or kahit saan naman, parang pag-pleasing to the eyes, di ba? It attracts customers. So, yun yung reaction ko.
May question ako. May question ako
Yes.
for you guys.
Yes,
If you
Maisie.
use Canva and people ask, parang, ang ganda naman ng design mo, and paano mo ginawa yan? Do you tell them that it's Canva?
Yes,
Or is
oo.
it your
Kasi
secret?
sa akin, personally, sinishare ko kasi dito sa late night tambayan, sinasabi nga namin, no, tayo mga millennials, we help each other succeed, no? So, ako sinasabi ko, minsan nga nagpapagawa na rin sa akin. So, minsan nakakapagod, no? Pero, yun, syempre, we are here to help naman and be of service. So, ako sinishare ko talaga, and during pag nagto-talk din, para sinasabi ko, use premium or the pro, no? Ang laking pagbabago kasi dati ginagawa ko, sinesearch ko pa sa Google, parang ayoko magbayad. Ngayon, kanina gumagawa ko ng presentation, very easy to create a presentation kasi tomorrow I'll be doing a webinar na later ko na-explain, baka partner na. Ayun, Maisie.
Yeah,
Ayun, si partner.
Naman, go ahead, sir.
Ano yung sagot, partner? Sinishare mo daw ba?
Or ako muna, or si Miss Maisie?
Ay, kung sinishare mo daw yung Canva pag may nagtatanong when you use it.
Okay. Ayun, sorry po Miss Maisie. Meron kasi ako sariling graphic designer, so siya po yung gumagawa nitong mga, for example, template. But I was able to use Canva nung nag-start ako as a financial consultant. So ayun, yung sinasabi ko rin, kasi nagtotalk din ako about social media marketing, and I recommend din Canva because it's one of the madaling gamitin na platform for graphic design. And ayun, actually karamihan po ng content creators ng Pro and mga financial advisors, Canva po yung gamit nila.
Yeah, actually, I ask this question a lot from different people. So mga tao na encounter ko, hey, I really love Canva, but they tell people about it. So sometimes people keep it a secret. It's their best kept secret when they create presentations for work. It's like, wow, ang ganda naman ng presentation, and parang paano mo ginawa yan? So, madali lang yan. And sometimes they share Canva. It's actually as simple as a TikTok video that you shared earlier.
Mhm.
So fun fact, those are actually our office mates from our Sydney office. So employees sila, they're not paid actors. They are people who work for Canva also. But more than that, like apart from just working for Canva, we actually use Canva a lot, not just for things like this where we do webinars or we talk about it. We actually use Canva in our daily lives as part of like parang our day-to-day work. So when we create presentations for our teams and stuff like that, when we do brainstorming, we actually use Canva. Um, one of my favorite things about Canva in general, seeing designs in the wild. So earlier you saw them parang turn their boring resume into something that is super super nice, or their business cards into something that is so visually attractive. You get to see that a lot on social media especially. And parang makikita mo kung paano na na-elevate ng mga tao yung design, and they didn't even, or not very many people know that it's actually free to use. And if you are very resourceful, I can tell you honestly, like you can use Canva for free, like all throughout. So
Wow.
yes, Pro of course is has all the other features and things like that. But if you really are sticking to a budget, for example, or just trying it out for the first time, you can actually use it for free from start to finish.
Yes. Ayun. Agree, agree ako na. So,
Yes.
next video, partner.
Yes, thank you, Miss Maisie. And our second TikTok video is for ano naman, sa mga gusto maghanap ng extra income or side hustle. Ito pwedeng gamitin yung Canva platform. So let's watch this video. Partner and Miss Maisie.
Ayan. So, bago ako mag-react, partner, tsaka Miss Maisie, no, i-share ko lang ulit, no, na isa sa, para doon sa mga viewers natin nakakapasok lang, you can have a chance to win 1-year subscription of CANVA Pro. So, ang kailangan nyo lang po gawin, kayo po ay i-share nyo po itong live stream na to from Facebook. Wala muna po sa YouTube. Kung gusto nyo, para mamaya, kasi dalawa po yung page natin sa Facebook, no, yung The Prudent Generation and MWP, isa lang po yung winner eh. So, para po walang daya, minsan ho kasi mas mabilis sa YouTube na pumasok. So, ang kailangan nyo na po gawin, i-share to from The Prudent Generation or from Harold Gardon Wealth Planner, and then tag 3 friends. So mag-tag po kayong 3 friends. Tapos yung friends niyo, sabihin niyo mag-tag na rin, no? Tapos diskartehan niyo na lang kung paano yung sa pro, no? Kung paano kayo mag-uusap-usap. Pero ayun, no, may nag-comment dito sa watch party ko, si Antoinette Aquino, naka-team ko. Sabi niya, ginagamit niya yung Canva to illustrate info dun sa mga TikTok videos niya. So, yun dito, no, yung reaction ko dun sa TikTok kanina, gusto ko matutunan yun. Gusto ko matutunan yun kasi ako, normally ginagawa ko, maglalagay ako ng picture, maglalagay ako ng headline, tapos yung wife ko, siya yung artist eh. So sabi ko, sige, siya yung nag-aayos nun. Pero most of the time, dahil nga yung Canva, sobrang daling gamitin, lalo na pag syempre busy or nagmamadali ka. At minsan habang naglalakad ako, nag-e-edit ako, may mga templates kasi. So very easy na i-template, and ngayon kasi may feature na nagre-resize siya. So yung iba nagtatanong, bakit may picture ka na pang Facebook, may picture ka na pang Instagram, or may picture ka na pang story? Kasi po isang design lang yun, tapos pag ni-resize ko, magiging pang Instagram story na siya, or magiging pang TikTok siya, automatic na naka-specify na siya doon sa dimension na yun. So yun yung sa akin, yun yung reaction ko, partner. Miss Maisie?
Ako naman, well, when I saw that TikTok, parang hindi na ako naninibago kasi Canva really is a freelancer's best friend. And we hear a lot of stories from our Canva communities also. So we have people who advocate Canva. They do tutorials online and post it on YouTube to teach other people how to use it. But more than that, they also share their experiences. So parang some of them, parang offer freelance services online, and part of it is creating marketing materials and things like that. And they can earn so much in such a short amount of time. Um, it's actually very inspiring. Some of them, for example, they didn't really think that they could do anything beyond just staying at home when they're caring for their kids, but some of them have created careers out of it also. And then, of course, like freelancers or students who are doing part time, they can earn a lot just by creating designs. And parang basically you don't need to be a designer to be successful at using Canva. You can start with templates and then work your way from there. And then of course people actually those people who don't really have the time to create their own designs would be very much willing to actually pay for services like that. 'Di ba? So parang nung nakita ko yung parang, oh, I earned this much, or I actually accomplished this through Canva, it's not a surprise to me at all. We hear these stories all the time, and we love it. Kasi it just goes to show that it's actually a very valuable tool, not just for people to get things done, but also a valuable tool in terms of like a source of income for some of these people then.
Yeah, nice, nice. Partner, parang ikaw na mag-announce. Sobrang nag-level up po ngayon yung price natin. Ano yun, partner? Grabe to, grabe. Ayan.
Yes, nag-level up po yung ating price. So we have an update. So hindi lang yung nag-share ng live session natin from either TPG or MWP ang mananalo ng Pro, CANVA Pro. Kundi yung tinag nyo rin po sa live session natin ay pwede rin manalo for 3 months naman sa kanila.
Yeah.
For doon sa tatlo na tinag po ninyo.
Oo, kasi parang paano nyo naman paghahatian yung Canva Pro, di ba? Hindi mo pwede magpalit-palit ng access. So, di ba, you're gonna be tagging people, they should get something out of it also. So, parang when you tag your 3 friends can also win 3 months Canva Pro naman. Of course, the tagger who thought about it and was watching this in general would get the better price, which is like a year subscription of Canva.
So yun guys, no? Sobrang grabe na yung prices. So share this live stream from Facebook, again from the Prudent Generation or Harold Gardon Wealth Planner, and tag 3 friends. Yung mag-share po, later yung mananalo will get 1 year subscription ng Canva Pro. Yung tinag po niya na 3 ay mananalo ng 3 months, no, na Canva Pro. So sobrang grabe po to, no. Parang after 44 episodes ngayon lang kami nagkaroon ng ganitong klaseng price. So partner.
Yes, partner. And we also have from Canva on the comment section. If you have questions later on na sobrang technical na. So while Maisie is discussing yung about sa Canva, syempre, ayan, may sasagot po. Hinahanap ko lang yun sa comment yung
si Gladys. So shout out to my teammate Gladys. She is our community lead for CANVA Philippines, and she is there to help answer some of your technical questions about Canva.
Yes.
Ayan. Hi Gladys.
Thanks Gladys. And ayan, about naman doon sa TikTok video, actually may kakilala na ako na talagang ang focus niya or niche is about Canva. So she makes templates mula sa Canva, and doon talaga siya kumikita right now. Ayan.
So baka in the future, partner, pwede nating i-discuss yun, no? Kasi parang kumikitang millennial din yun dahil kumikita siya through Canva. So bigyan lang ako ng updates, fast updates lang, no, for everyone. Pero bago yun, shout out lang ako kay The Vegetarian Bride, si Camille Farnella. Malaki rin ho ang following nito, no, sa Facebook and sa YouTube. So sabi niya, yung brides from our page, The Vegetarian Bride, love to use Canva for their DIY invitation. So dito makikita natin, no, pati ho sa kasal na ngayon, no, mura po magpakasal ngayon. You can use Canva for free. Okay? So mag-share lang po ako ng screen. Ito na siya. Okay. Yan po. Wait lang po. Yan. Okay. So sa mga viewers ho natin, no, sinabi na ho natin ito before, pero mas magandang ulitin natin, no, na ang may-ari po ng Canva or ang co-founder o one of the co-owners of Canva is a Filipino-Australian. No? Filipino-Australian is the 3rd richest woman down under. Filipino-Australian tech entrepreneur Melanie Perkins. So huwag po natin kalimutan, no, kasi dito po tayo, ito po yung pwede nating maging proud po tayo dahil Pilipino po siya. And dahil po sa kanya, no, we were able to use Canva and not only use Canva, pero we can use it for free. So Melanie Perkins is just 32 years old, and she became the third richest woman in Australia in 2020 based on the Australian's richest 250 list. So ang net worth po niya ngayon ay 2.5 billion, at ito po ang co-founder niya ng online design platform ay ang kanyang, nasa na ba dito yun? Ay ang kanyang fiancé, no? Sabi dito, yan, si Cliff, di ko alam kung tama yung spelling ko, pronunciation ko, Obrecht. Hindi ko alam. Ano ba, BC? Tama ba? Obrecht? Oo, sige, si Cliff. Yan. So, we can see, no, na ang isa pang, trivia dito, ito palang Canva na to ay isang parang project lang nila nung high school. So, it's a project in high school, and now, it's because of this, they are part of the parang startup unicorns, no? And to become a startup unicorn, kung di ako nagkakamali, you need to be valued at around 1 billion USD ba o 1 million USD?
1 billion.
1 billion USD, no? 1 billion USD to become a unicorn sa tech world. So grabe ang galing nito ng Canva. So don't forget po, no, Melanie Perkins, siya po yung Filipino-Australian na co-founder ng Canva. So, bigyan lang po ako ng updates, no, sa PSEI. Sabi nila tapos na yung ghost month. At pag tapos na yung ghost month, sabi nila tataas yung market. Pero ngayon, medyo mababa pa yung market, no. This is around nag-close tayo at around 5,943.52, which is below the 6,000 psychological resistance. Pero gumawa lang po ako ng parang risk-reward analysis kasi last July, kung chinek nyo po yung mga past presentations natin, gumawa tayo ng risk-reward ratio. So ano yung risk-reward natin? Kanina galing ako sa training, no, na ginawa ng ProLife UK Investments. Pero again, this is my own personal opinion and doesn't reflect our companies kung yung that we are affiliated. Sabi natin dito, no, if we look at placing money now at ayaw mag-zoom out. So, ito po yung mga nakikita nating parang mga resistance and support. So, ngayon, kung nandun tayo sa 5.9 level, parang the next na pwede siyang bumagsak is around 5.6, no? At 5.6, mawawalan ka, ang potential loss mo is around negative 4.5%. Worst case, sabihin na natin, ang baba na po ng probability na mag-5.3 to. Kasi kung magpa-5.3 to, dapat nung sinabi na na-move yung vaccine or ang dami na nangyayari, recession, dapat bumagsak na ulit yan. Pero parang hindi, no? And people are hopeful. And because we Filipinos are very good in adapting. Di ba parang ngayon yung work from home, wala na, normal na lang to, online delivery, normal na lang to. And parang the market is very optimistic in that way. So sabihin na lang natin na this year, flat lang, ganyan lang siya. Ano yung mga potential natin in the first quarter of 2020? Kung mag-end po siya ng 6.5 at may mga nagsasabi, no, conservative na this year mag-end daw siya ng 6.5. Pag pumasok ka ngayon, you have a potential return of 10%. Pero syempre, di naman natin titignan yung short term, no? If we look in the medium term, sabihin na natin the next 1 to 2 years, there's a potential growth of 36% pag na-hit yung 8,000 level. Pero yung 8,000 level, galing na po tayo dyan. Kasi na-hit na nga po natin, kung babalik lang ako sa monthly chart, makikita natin na umabot na po tayo sa 9,000 level. So the potential for growth ay sobrang mataas pa po, no? Kumbaga 36, tapos recovery lang po yan. Again, we're saying na the market will recover in the next 3 to 5 years. What you do now, whether you invest or not, the market will still recover, no? The market will move. So, yun lang yung update natin sa PSE. So, yan, partner.
Yes, thank you, partner, for the update. And yun po, don't forget to share our live session from PPG or MWP Facebook pages. And after that, tag 3 of your friends. So, yung nag-share, hindi lang po siya yung pwedeng manalo ng Pro Subscription ng Canva, but also the tag 3 friends, sila din ay pwedeng manalo ng 3-month Pro Subscription of Canva. Ayun, partner.
Ayan. So, syempre, wag na natin silang paghintayin. Guys, don't forget yung mga pinagsasabi natin, no? Kasi later magtatanong tayo at yun yung unang makakasagot ang mananalo noon. So, kailangan share mo tong live stream na to at nagtag ka ng 3 friends. Parang madali lang naman na mag-share, no? At saka mag-tag at mananalo ka ng worth, ano na to parang 12,000 pesos worth na yung pinamimigay natin. Kasi that's, di ba, one year pro and 3 months pro. So, sige po, we'll give the floor to Miss Maisie. So, go ahead, Miss Maisie. I'll add the screen, no? Ayan.
Yes. Hi, everybody. So my name is Maisie, and I am CANVA Philippines' growth lead. So earlier, I was given a really quick introduction, but basically what that means is that I work primarily with the teams that create the awesome content that you see on Canva. So I work with the teams that create the templates or acquire the photos, create the graphics, etc. But apart from that, I also work with the marketing teams that tell the whole world about it. So I was hoping that tonight I can talk you through what Canva is, what you can use it for, why you should use it, and I'll also share some tips on creating better content and making the most out of Canva and your subscription. So kung sakali, ikaw ang manalo ng 1-year Canva Pro, how you can maximize the use of Canva. Or kung kunyari naman hindi, that's okay because like I said earlier, you can actually get things done end to end without having to spend anything on Canva if you are resourceful enough. So yeah, without further ado, like I said, I was gonna be walking you through an introduction to Canva, and then afterwards sharing some tips on creating better content and maximizing your account. All right. So I've been told that some of your viewers, and I can see them in the chat, that some of the viewers here have heard about Canva or use Canva already. But for those of you who are tuning in and wondering, ano nga ba itong Canva, right? So Canva is an online design tool that enables you to create beautiful designs easily. We also mentioned earlier that Canva is an Australian startup. So it was co-founded in 2012 by Melanie Perkins, Cliff Obrecht, and Cameron Adams. These three saw an opportunity to solve a really big problem. And that problem was that creating good design was often complex and super expensive. So around that time, or like not too long ago, to create really good designs, you had to purchase really expensive design software. Not only do you have to learn how to use that software, you basically also had to study graphic design and purchase content like stock photos, sometimes fonts and templates. And then you slice the images before you can actually get to the designing part. And then, of course, afterwards, you had to download it and print it and upload on social media. Now, Canva is a tool that makes all of that really, really simple by making it possible to work online, access all these different tools and millions of images in one place, and make it easy to download or post on social media. Sometimes it's even easy to print. So yun. We are on a really big mission to empower the world to design. And what that means is that we want to give everybody the confidence to create anything by equipping them with the right ingredients to make beautiful designs easily. So I'll do a little bit of a walkthrough first, but you can start using Canva by signing up. So this is what you encounter when you sign up for Canva. You can use your Facebook account, connect it to Google, or even your email address. And for iOS users, you can even use your Apple ID too. And once you sign up, you'll encounter the homepage. And from here, you can already see all the different things that you can create with it. So, diba, you can see here you have presentations, social media posts, posters, etc. All of that you can create easily on Canva. And once you've decided on what you want to create, you then are redirected to the editor. So when you choose a design that you want to create, for example, whether it's through a template or starting from scratch, you are redirected to the editor, which makes it easier for you to do all of those different things so much easily. Okay. But before that, I'll show you what it looks like. So this is my presentation, the one I'm presenting right now. This is how it looks on the editor. And to your left, you see the various templates and photos, elements, so graphics, text, videos, music, and more, which you can add to your design just by dragging and dropping. But why use Canva in general? So parang, okay, now that you know that there is this tool, what do I do with it? And often when you encounter Canva with no purpose in mind, you're not really 100% sure where to start. So yeah, so like you have this tool, you can design stuff, but why should you use it? Simply because it's a fast and easy way to create beautiful designs. And I say this now, fast and easy, sure, but it's a different qualifier to say that you can actually create beautiful designs. And I'll show you later on what I mean. Um, there are so many things that you can create because everything that you need is basically all in one place. So if you need social media posts to add to your Instagram or Facebook, or you need to create presentations for work or for school, if you're a teacher, creating learning materials is actually made easier through Canva. If you have an online store, sale announcements, for example, discounts and things like that, or printing store posters for your actual storefront, is made possible through Canva and more, of course. And yeah, as we all know, we're still in the middle of a health crisis. And I think we can all agree that this has changed the way we live our lives. What was once very easy to do is now very challenging for most of us. So now more than ever, we see the impact and importance of going digital. So this is also how this health crisis has impacted most people. So if you were, for example, a digital content creator, or you see a lot of people who use the internet and content platforms to exercise their creativity. It is also at this time that you have teachers and students who are starting to learn how to navigate their way through online platform learning platforms, and having to create learning materials for their online classes. It is also at this time that more people have turned to freelancing to promote their online services. And of course, if you were starting your own businesses, you also have these many entrepreneurs who are taking their businesses online for the first time and marketing their products on social media. So any of you could be any of these people, and you can use Canva for all of your design needs, because like I said, and I keep mentioning this, it's all of these resources are found in one place. It's also very easy because you can drag and drop them to your design. And finally, why should you use Canva? With it, kasi you can save time. And we personally believe, or well, I personally believe that if you don't have to spend a lot of time thinking about your designs, you can spend more of it on what's important to you. So if you were a new business owner, you have to think about sourcing for suppliers, for example, or production, or even doing deliveries. You don't really have a lot of time to spare on creating designs. But design is very important in marketing a product. So it's not enough for you to just have a really good product. It doesn't sell itself. So parang you need to back it up with like really good social media marketing and promotional materials to help spread the word about your awesome product. And if you have to spend like hours at a time designing something, you're taking time away from your production or your deliveries or even customer support. And that's not what we want, diba? For you to successfully run your business, you have to be across all of these different things, which means um, wherever you can get help, even better. And Canva is a way to actually get there. So yun, I guess that's a really quick intro of what Canva is and why you should use it. Now I get to share some of the tips that I use in creating content, or the things that I do with Canva. But just so you know, everybody, I'm not a designer, which means take this with a grain of salt, especially when it comes to the designing part. Primarily because I have just picked this up from like hanging out with the creatives that work at Canva. Um, so yun. Yeah, so without further ado, let's start with tip number one. So when it comes to creating content, fonts really matter. So they say that the best fonts are when the reader doesn't notice the font, but rather the message that you're trying to say, that you're trying to convey. So design is a great way to convey a message. And if your audience is too focused on your choice of fonts, it really takes the attention away from what you're trying to say. Now, if you're like me and you're not 100% confident with your font choices, a good tip to stick with, a good tip to try out is to stick with just one main font family. On Canva, you get to see a lot of these different font options. So like there's light, there's bold for every different type of font, and you can get to try it out. So guaranteed, if you stick with one main font family, you know that it's not gonna parang disrupt or parang distract from your message in general. So yun. And then tip number 2 is hierarchy. So hierarchy leads the eye and creates focus. With it, you can create emphasis for certain parts of your message. So you can play around with the words, with the weight of the words, the size of the words, the colors, or even all three to create emphasis for your messaging. I found that this was really helpful, not just for social media content, but also for presentations. If you're trying to stick to, or if you're trying to emphasize a point, this might make it visually appealing, but also engaging for your users. Yeah. And finally, so my personal tip in creating really, really good content or justify personally and subjectively good content is to tailor your content according to the social media platform. So just because you're creating and saving time does not mean that your one design can fit all platforms. Sometimes it gets cropped off in the wrong place, or sometimes it's not the right dimensions that it ends up being of lower quality than the original platform that it was intended for. So ideally, what you do is to create something that is specific to your platform of choice. So not all platforms use the same dimensions for one thing. You just need to figure out what works and looks best for your specific platform. So yun. Hopefully that all of you can make use of some of these tips for your next design. But before I wrap up this presentation, I also would like to share with you a few more tips on making the most of Canva. Yeah, and to start with, I always recommend that you use your ingredients. So what are these ingredients? So everything that you see here, the templates, the graphics, the photos, the text, the videos, the music, are your ingredients and can be easily added to your design. They are there to make your designing so much easier. So why make it difficult by like looking for something that you, or parang looking at different sources when you can get it all in one place? Um, it's there to make it easier to like add music to your designs. You can even add like frames for your photo stickers to make it a little bit more interactive. We have charts and gradients, for example, and of course, collections of graphics that you can add to the designs to make it more cohesive, especially if it's like a presentation where you need to make it fit a theme. Second tip would be to use the apps and integrations. So I don't know if you use Canva enough to know that there is a section here where you can see all the apps and integrations. You have an integration to Pexels and Pixabay, which are great sources for free content, free photos specifically. You have an embeds feature, which you can use to add a TED Talk to your presentation or your Spotify playlist specifically. So there are a lot of things that you can do and add to your design. And while these aren't necessarily ideal for like a promotional post, when you do create your pitches or create presentations for work or school, you can make use of these naman. And then, yes, so yeah, you can add more content, photos, stickers, GIFs, videos, and even your Spotify playlist to your presentation. And finally, my favorite tip out of everything is not something that you can do in Canva alone. But it's something that you can find outside of Canva that keeps you coming back basically to Canva. So as you all know, Canva is ever evolving. How it started when you first used it 3 years ago is not exactly the same Canva that it is now. There are a lot of different features that we roll out regularly, some improvements from issues before, or some things that people have been requesting, they now have. Um, and there's always a new feature to improve your design experience or new designs to actually try out whenever you use Canva. Which is why I recommend that you try our tips and tutorials by following our social media channels. So we post daily content kasi to educate and inspire our users to keep creating. So you get to learn more about the product, what we have in general, but at the same time, we share tips and tricks on how to create some of the designs that we post online too. So, for example, if you wanted to try out the background remover, how exactly can you turn a design into something that is very modern or something that is very artsy, depending on the purpose? We actually have social media content to back that up and tell you how to do it and how to use it. From time to time, we even share our new collections of elements, so you don't have to like parang stumble upon them when you're searching for a random keyword. Sometimes we share posts na, hey, we have new stickers or new types of content that you can use. And these are for people who are very active on social media and wanted to just post a quote or a line that they heard that they wanted to share with their followers on social. And that's something that you can do with Canva. So yun. We post daily content in these like on these channels. So we have Canva for Facebook, Canva_PH for both Twitter and Instagram, and you can get tips daily from us on how to use Canva or the tips and tricks, or even hacks or shortcuts that you can use when you're more proficient in Canva already. So yun. But aside from that, I think since many of you also are freelancers, you could benefit from joining our official community on Facebook as well. So it's where you get to learn more about what you can do with Canva. But like I said, we hear these stories all the time, and you can learn from other people's experiences when they use Canva for their freelance services or their own business. So yun, I think that was the last one. Thanks, guys, and I hope
Yay.
that you picked up a few things from these the tips that I shared. And I guess now we can proceed to like questions or thoughts that you guys had about the Presso in general.
Ayan. So thank you, Maisie. No? I've learned a lot. And sa ating mga viewers, no, if you have any questions, feel free to comment and then we'll answer it later. Pero ulitin ko lang ulit yung announcement. No? So you can win a one-year CANVA Pro subscription worth around 112 USD, 120, 112 or 120 USD. And what you need to do is to share this sa Facebook natin, no, sa Facebook, either kay The Prudent Generation or Harold Gardon Wealth Planner. Wag po sa mga watch party namin. And then, tag 3 friends. Yung tinag nyo po ng 3 friends, no, pag kayo po yung nanalo later, yung tinag nyo ng 3 friends ay makakakuha rin ng 3 months CANVA Pro subscription. So yun, no, napaka ano po ba? Anong tawag doon, partner? Generous. Napaka-generous ng Canva. So ayun po, no, yung mga nandun po sa watch party, pwede na po kayo lumipat doon sa Facebook page. Yung mga nasa YouTube, pwede kayo lumipat sa Facebook page para po doon kayo mag-share and doon po kayo sasagot. So, ayun, partner. Sorry, ang dami ko sinabi, pero may i-share lang ako. I-share ko lang, no, or i-summarize ko lang yung sinabi ni Miss Maisie kanina. No? Yun, for me, ang ganda nung sinabi niyo, yung font matters, hierarchy, tailor your content, use the ingredients, apps integration, tips and tutorials. Yung maganda na nagamit ko, yung background remover pag sa Pro. Kasi before, alam niyo yun, di ba tayo mga financial advisors? Sabi nga nila, no, pag financial advisor, malaman mo, may poster yan, nakasuit, tapos may quotation dito. So kadalasan ho kasi, di ba? Pipicturean ako. Tapos, ang daming background sa likod. So, ang galing po ng background remover na yun. No? Dati, Photoshop ko. Tapos, pen tool pa ako, gaganon pa ako, tapos tsaka ko i-delete, tapos i-save ko as PNG. Pero dito, no, when you click it, automatic tanggal ho yun. Ang linis po ng pagtanggal ng background. At ngayon ko lang nalaman, no, pwede palang maglagay ng music. So tomorrow makikita nyo yung mga stories ko. May music na po yan. Hindi lang po yan yung gumagalaw na nag-animate, meron ng music. So ayun.
Yeah, because right now you can't really upload your own music just yet, which is why kaya kami nag-provide ng music kasi like it's part of the experience when you're creating visual content, especially for digital content creators. 'Di ba parang mga uso ngayon dance videos and things like that, or like parang mga trips. So yung typical na mga travel shots and things like that, you partner it with something that's super exciting. It hypes up your audiences, and yeah, we make it available on Canva for people to use and add to their designs.
Ayun. So, partner?
Yes, ang dami na dito nagko-comment sa atin about Canva. And sabi nga ni Lucille, mayong gabi, Canva is life. And actually, maraming questions si Lucille. So, the first question niya ay eto. So, can you please explain to us the copyright in Canva? Ayun.
Well, that really depends on which part of Canva. So a lot of the free content, so if it's free, it's definitely meant for people to use naman talaga. If it is pro, you pay for the license naman kasi. So when it comes to like copyrighted content, like I said, it really depends on what type of content you're referring to. But if you are referring to photos, which is always the tendency naman kasi people are always worried, hey, can I actually use this for promotional materials? Kasi may tao na naka-feature. And do we have the model release? Yan yung mga technicalities of like owning a photo, or which is why you buy stock photos in general. But if it's free on Canva, it is under the Creative Commons license, so CC0 license, which means that you can use it naman.
Ayan.
Partner?
So dagdag ko lang, no, habang naghahanap si partner ng ibang kasi ang dami nag-message eh. Personally, ang galing ho, no, kasi pag dun sa Canva, when I use it, halimbawa, kailangan ko money. Tina-type ko lang money, tapos lalabas doon daming klaseng money. So, may money doon na picture talaga, kung gusto mo picture, o minsan, anong tawag doon? Parang elements or clip art, parang clip art ata. So, bakit ako nag-pro? Hindi dahil sa pinopromote o binabayaran ako ni Canva, no? Kasi before nga ako, as a financial advisor, or ang dami ko po kasing ginagawa sa buhay, and for me, time is gold. So, minsan yung maghahanap pa ako ng mga free sa Google, tapos pwede ka kasi mag-upload, no, ng own photo mo kahit na kung saan mo mang kinuha yan, tatanggapin ni Canva yun. Pero now, sobrang dali po kasi ang laki ng time na nasisave ko, na tatype ko lang, halimbawa, money, stock market, o investment. Meron akong mga suggested doon. And ngayon ho, kakagawa ko lang kanina, no, nung may pinindot ako na picture, automatic meron siyang parang suggested na, oy, ito ata yung mga gusto mo. So, ang galing ng technology na to, no? Yun. Tapos, siguro nakalimutan ko sabihin yung kanina, kung meron po sa inyo, no, aspiring YouTuber, or meron sa inyo na parang gusto talaga maging active sa social media, ginagawa ko dati, ni-research ko pa yung pixel size, no? Halimbawa, Facebook thumbnail, o kaya Facebook cover, YouTube thumbnail, YouTube cover. Ni-research ko pa po yun, tapos minsan mali-mali pa yung nagagawa ko. Pero ho kay Canva kasi, pwede mo i-click doon. Pag sinabi mong Facebook cover, yun ho yung size doon. Pag kinlik mo, automatic, perfect po yung nakalagay doon. Ayan. So ano pa ba ang mga tanong natin, partner?
Yes, our second question is galing din kay Lucille. So she noticed that Canva provides a very good system in organizing projects. So any suggestions on how to arrange them, or do we have online classes for Canva users?
Sorry, what was that question about projects in general? All right. So, yes, we do have online resources available that lets you know, or parang gives you tips on how to design a little bit better when it comes to like creating presentations or social media content. But aside from that, and I guess we can share this already, but sometime towards the end of the month and the succeeding months after, we're actually going to be posting some of our tips and tricks online through online webinars on our social media channel. So it's really, really important that parang you follow our social media channel for you to get updates on the product itself, but also from time to time we have, for example, AMAs, so ask me anything, or frequently asked questions with designers. For our communities, they even have parang design sessions with a designer where a designer can tell them how to improve their design, or answer some of their design specific questions, because not very many people who use Canva are actually designers and still require that kind of like basic foundational design knowledge in general to create beautiful designs talaga.
Ayan. Ay, partner.
Yes, thank you, Miss Maisie. And another question here from Miss Cynthia Garcia Ong. So is it possible to paste our Canva slides or Canva posters we created to Photoshop?
So from Canva to Photoshop, but why? No, just kidding. To answer that question, you can download kasi even if it's a presentation or whatever design that you create on Canva, you can basically download it as a PNG or JPEG file or MP4. And if you have Pro, you can even download it as a GIF. Kasi, and you can upload that wherever. So, for example, if you create a presentation, you can upload it to PowerPoint. Why? But yes, you can do that. You can also download it as PDF if that's necessary. And I guess it works the same for Photoshop. You can design like specific pages, or sorry, you can download specific pages from your design, and upload it to design platforms. But my understanding here is I think it will be flat, so it's not going to be layered primarily because it was created on a specific flat platform that wasn't Photoshop. So I'm not sure how that would work in terms of like you editing from Canva and then editing on Photoshop. But yeah,
Yun,
hope that
dagdag ko
answered
lang,
your question.
dagdag ko lang din, partner and Miss Maisie, no? Personally, what I do before, sa PowerPoint ako gumagawa. Pero, di ba, limited yung design. So, ginagawa ko, sa Canva na ho ako gumagawa. And then, tama yung sinabi, you can download it as a PowerPoint or as a PDF. Pero, tama nga why? Kasi ngayon, ang problema, pag dinownload mo siya sa computer mo, minsan, na-delete mo or minsan wala ka, hindi mo dala yung laptop mo, you need to present. Ngayon nasa cloud na katulad ng ginagawa ni Miss Maisie, no? Hindi na niya kailangan i-download yung presentation. Doon mismo sa canva.com, pwede ka mag-present and then it will become a presentation. So, for me, parang, alam mo yun, mas decluttered yung computer mo, hindi kakain ng space, lahat nasa cloud lang. So, yun.
Yes.
Yan. Meron.
And you can even download it as a website pa nga. So if you just want to share them. So for people who are looking for jobs, for example, ang new or yung uso thing that we have been seeing is creating an online portfolio. But what if you don't know how to create your own website, right? So sometimes you can just create a presentation on Canva, parang display your career experience, educational background, and things like that, even interests and hobbies and whatever, and publish it as a website. And you can share that link and shop it around to people that you are parang, or to companies that you are aspiring to join. It really makes all the difference. So it's not enough for you to just have like an impressive resume. Impressive resumes still look like resumes for for the most part. A lot of them have resorted to like turning it into something that is very visually attractive, but also correctly naman represents who they are naman and their background and experience. So it's just an extra step. Canva helps you become more extra in general without the effort of being super extra. It might be as simple as just sending a thank you card or something like that, things that you don't normally do, but it adds a nice personal touch. You can do so easily, like you can create a thank you card in 2 minutes. Kahit wag mo na baguhin yung text kasi thank you lang naman siya, di ba? So, ganun. Similarly, for social media posts, di ba? A lot of the content that we have already, especially the ones with the quotes, for example, you don't necessarily have to change it. You just have to click on the design and download it immediately. So it can be as easy as that. Or if you want it a little bit more complex, like creating presentations, it also doesn't have to be super difficult. As long as you have the content in mind, you basically just plug and play when it comes to creating your designs on Canva.
Wow, ang galing nung partner and Miss, yung sinabi mo na website kasi 'di ba parang meron kaming episode about website building, so sa mga viewers you can check that later yung replay. Pero eto no, if you want to create a lead magnet na halimbawa as a freelancer, financial advisor, real estate broker o kung ano man yung binibenta mo and you want to create a website hassle-free, pwede pa lang gawin yun no. So very
Yeah.
good, itatry ko rin yun no, for promoting something else. Ayan. And
Yeah, just to clarify you don't really need to learn how to code. You just need to like parang design a presentation as you normally would and then just publish it as a website. So it gives you that URL na parang, okay, this is your design and people can go to it. It's kind of like sharing your design, but in a way that makes it easier for a viewer to view it. So that's one way of doing things. And of course, you can connect that link it to another page or whatever, and that can happen and make it easy for people to navigate that particular page. But it really depends on how you design it in general. So it is an option to create a website. But if you're trying to create something like parang in the same way we used to do HTML websites and things like that, you can't do that just yet. It's very visual. So it's more about the user-facing part rather than the back end.
Ayun. Partner, may mga tanong pa ba tayo?
Yes. Actually, ako personally maraming tanong, pero unahin muna natin sa audience. So, sa watch party nagtanong si Ma'am Tina. So, maayong gabi din po. She's watching from Cagayan de Oro City. And thank you po sa token yung sa amin ni partner.
Yes.
Ang tanong po niya, how about for uploaded photos through personal computer? Pwede bang makita sa phone? Siguro, ang tinatanong niya is, halimbawa gumagamit po siya ng Canva sa computer, pwede niya ba ito makita sa phone din or sa application?
Yeah, sorry, from the laptop to your phone, you'll see the same uploaded content. Yes, so you can. So same naman siya ng account. So as long as it's the same account, you can access the same designs on your phone and on your laptop.
Wow.
Partner, tanong ko lang bakit yung mukha mo hindi gumagalaw kanina?
Yes, parang please yata. Nagloloko yung internet ko.
Okay. Sabi ko, ano nangyari? Ayun, nagsisync. Ako rin po, ganun din po yung ginagawa ko kasi minsan, hindi ko dala yung laptop, dala ko lang tablet or dala ko lang yung phone ko. Minsan, pag nagawa ko na sa laptop, pupunta ako sa phone, nasa labas ako, papalitan ko yung pangalan, papalitan ko yung text. Pwede po siyang gawin and then you download it sa phone. So yun, sobrang dali po yung gamitin. Ayan, partner?
Yes, ako Miss Maisie, ito ang tanong. Siguro for business owners, sa mga gustong gumawa ng logo. So, ayun po, pwede po ba nilang ipa-trademark or ipa-register yun using mula sa ginawa nila sa Canva?
So that's the tricky part. If what you're intending to do is to trademark something that is publicly accessible on Canva, then obviously you can expect that like thousands of other people have used the same logo already. But if you were to create your own, it's not. I mean, I don't think that it's publicly available anyway, unless that makes it. Parang there is no way for you to make your design or your logo publicly available if you were to create it on your own. So you can put together elements. So parang basic shapes and things like that. You can create it on your own. It's not gonna be seen by other people, nor can it be used by other people. But if yung intention mo, for example, is to use one of our logo templates, then obviously like thousands of people have already downloaded it, and you're not the first one to actually use it.
Ayun. So, ingat lang po siguro sa mga gagamiting templates kasi yun, sabi ni Miss Maisie, maraming maging katulad.
Yeah. But just to answer your question, you can create your own logo on Canva. So like I said, you just have to make use of things that are free on Canva. So basic shapes, for example, if you put together like parang 2 squares or whatever or 2 rectangles and create your own shape or design your own logo, that is basically yours. What is important lang is that you make sure of the licenses. So copyright is particularly important to look at also if you're using something that exists in our library that is beyond basic shapes. So for example, an illustration, if it's free, you can check out the terms of use naman. So it's very extensive. There's a page on it on like the things that you can that are a little bit tricky when it comes to copyright, and you can always check that out. But essentially, like shorthand answer ng question mo, you can create your own logos on Canva, and have it copyright naman. Parang have it registered to you, as long as it is unique to you. So if you were intending to use a template, yun nga, like I said, it's not gonna be unique.
Yes, partner, siguro isa sa example ng parang sinasabi ni Ms. Maisie na talagang meron siyang unique na ginawa si financial passionates. He's also a financial consultant of Peru. So ang page po niya ay Financial Passionates. So ayun, puro Canva lang po talaga niya ginagawa yung mga yung mga designs. So ayun, partner.
Yeah,
Ayan,
and your
so-
logo can even include text. It's not just, it doesn't have to be like icons and shapes and all that. It can use, like, diba, parang some of them, they use letters or different types of font or whatever. And you can use that for your logo naman. You can use the templates as a point of reference, but it doesn't have to be like identical. You can always add your own flair to it naman.
Ayan. So thank you sa ating mga viewers, kay Miss Maisie and kay partner. Okay, delayed lang yung pagsasalita ni partner kasi wala man dun. Okay. Again, sa ating mga viewers, kung di pa kayo nakapag-share, kindly share this, kung nanonood kayo sa Facebook po dapat. So, through the Prudent Generation or Harold Gardon Wealth Planner, share po and tag 3 friends. So, pag kayo po yung nanalo doon sa itatanong namin, paunahan po, isa lang po to, yung sumagot po na yon will win 1 year CANVA Pro Subscription, and yung tatlong tinag niya will win 3 months sila na CANVA Pro Subscription. Siguro ay may humabol po na tanong, Miss Maisie, sabi
I
ni
can answer
Lucille,
that naman.
Yeah.
So I can answer that. So when it comes to like searching for photos or vectors, you can use yung typical words, so simple words in general, but you can also combine some of the keywords. So same siya ng concept as like Google searches. You can use like a plus or a minus, for example, to make sure that keywords are combined. You can use and, if I'm not mistaken, pwede din yun. But typically, if you just add 2 words, it's or. So parang kunyari, well, ice cream naman kasi, for example, is keyworded as that, and it pops up. Accurate naman siya. But essentially, if you were putting together like something like kunyari, you can see my screen pala, no? Kunyari, you can combine keywords naman using and or plus. Pops up. Accurate naman siya. But essentially,
ayan. Welcome back, partner. Ayan, so ayan, thank you for that tips, bago ko makalimutan, so don't forget to share, tag 3 friends, win 1 year for you, and tag 3 months na pro for your friends. Nung nag-pro kasi ako, may email ako na-receive kay Canva, and there this Canva Academy ata yun. Para siyang Coursera, na online course. So kung meron sa inyo nagtatanong how to do digital marketing, personal branding, nandun po yun. Sobrang sulit. Kung hindi kayo manalo ng pro, parang try nyo lang kahit 1 month. For me, kaya ho ako nag-pro maliban dun sa I'm saving time. Kasi nga, dahil ngayon work from home, hindi na ako nagpapakape ng kliyente. So parang tinignan ko na lang, instead na kape siya, this is like an investment, and hindi ko lang ho siya nagagamit sa pro. I can also, I was able to use it, to the other things that I do in life. So, ayun, partner.
You guys can actually trial Canva Pro for free. For 30 days. So,
Yes,
free talaga yung first month mo if you try it out. And just to get to know or get a feel of what it's like to get the pro features and stuff like that. But like I said, it's not a necessity if, for example, you are sticking to a budget or you want to be like cost effective, and parang you just want to know ano bang meron tong pro before you buy, basically. You can try that out. Trial Canva Pro for free for 30 days.
Okay. So, Again, mukhang okay na tayo, partner. May announcement pa tayo bago natin itanong yung
Or
tanong?
pwede, or okay lang. Actually, may mga na tanong sa ano.
Ay, meron
sa
pa.
watch
Go partner, go partner. Sige, tuloy lang natin.
Pero siguro dun sa in usage o dun sa pro features, tama po ba, Miss Maisie? Kasi napanood ko din to sa TikTok and Pinoy user yung nag-ano na to. Tama po ba for edu, Gmail users or email users, they can access the pro features ng Canva. Tama po ba?
Sorry, I missed that last bit.
Sa mga merong email na .edu, they can access the pro features of Canva. Tama po ba?
Okay. So what we call Canva for Education, and it is geared towards K to 12 teachers, and yung intention niya talaga is for Canva to be an essential tool for learning, and an essential tool for teachers in general when they are facilitating their online classes or creating learning materials. So ideally, teachers can add their students to it. But yeah, so I think you'll find more information about it if you visit our Canva for Education website. And also similarly, so aside from .edu emails, we also have another program called Canva for Nonprofits. So Canva is very big on like empowering the world to design, and like I said, it starts with like individuals, but also catering to specific industries or sectors like the education sector. But more than that, we actually help empower nonprofits as well. So Canva helps nonprofit organizations worldwide who help promote their advocacies, spread awareness through design, by giving them access to pro features too. So it's not just the education piece. If you want to check it out, you can check out Canva for Education. But if you also are running your own nonprofit, you can check out Canva for Nonprofits, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Yeah. So yun, hindi na siya limited to like the education piece. There are requirements kasi and eligibility requirements, and you need to just check it out to know if you are qualified for either of those. So we have Canva for Nonprofits again, and then Canva for Education.
Yes, thank you, Miss Maisie. Actually, marami sa mga audience natin, marami kayong matututunan from TikTok. Wag lang po yung mga hacks para makalibre.
Oh, no.
As much as possible,
No.
gamitin po yung pro ng Canva. Ayan, partner.
For
Ayan.
free.
So ibig sabihin, pwede ako magka-pro kasi Miss Maisie, nagtuturo rin ako sa college as a college instructor or professor. So ibig sabihin, pwede ko palang i-check yun. Tama.
Yeah,
Ayan.
because there are eligibility requirements, and you can just check it out if you fit yung qualifications for you to get access to Canva for Education or Canva for Nonprofits, depending on what you're looking at. But yeah, and if you are a teacher, so just in case you have viewers who are also teachers, we have a community for Filipino teachers, so Canva for Filipino teachers, a Facebook group, and on it, you'll find tips naman on how to maximize your Canva for Education account, and of course like parang what templates you can use to create like learning materials, and also hearing from teachers as well and their experiences in designing stuff for their students. And similarly, I just wanted to reiterate that if you are a freelancer naman, we also have an exclusive Facebook community dedicated to freelancers. So just check it out, join us. Kasi the intention here is for us to share the tips to everybody and maximize it for a specific purpose. So it's not enough for you to just like follow the social media channels. If you want things that are really relevant to the field that you're a part of, then you might benefit from some more specific tips in applying some of them on your designs and stuff like that.
Ayan. So, mukhang okay na, partner. May tanong pa ba dyan?
Siguro last two technical questions. Okay lang po ba, Miss Maisie?
Go ahead.
Parang related kanina dun sa unang tanong ni Ma'am Tina. Sabi niya kasi, yes for designs, pero nung in-upload niya yung photos, like sa personal or sa computer niya, for drag and paste to a certain design, Pero, ayun, hindi niya naman makita sa phone. So, siguro, in-upload niya sa laptop or sa computer, pero sa phone, hindi niya makita. Or baka may nami-miss lang siya na features sa phone niya.
Yeah, I think that might be a little bit too technical, and
Technical
I'm not sure if it's like an issue with the app. But okay, for any technical issue similar to what Miss Yun?
Gladys.
Meron
Miss
si
oh,
si
kung sino yung
Miss
nag-ask.
Rizel.
Yes,
Ito.
you can ask and send us a message naman to our social media channels, and we can address it. Kasi we're not 100%, like ako personally, based on that question alone, I'm not 100% sure if it's a specific isolated issue or if it's an actual thing that people are experiencing. Um, but just so you know, whatever you add to a design, if you open the same design on whichever platform, it should ideally be there. So if you can't see it, then it might be an issue, just in case. So we can help check it out. You can reach out to us to our social media channels to ask kung or to share with us parang ano yung nangyari, or parang screenshots if you have them, to help our support team get to the bottom of the issue.
Ayan. So ako personally, partner, may nararanasan akong ganun, pero minsan it's about the connectivity issue. Kasi di ba nag-edit ako sa phone tapos yung internet nagloko. So paglapit ko sa laptop, di pala na-save. So may mga ganun. So
Oh,
minsan
no.
ginagawa ko, save ko na lang, tapos ililipat ko sa i-airdrop ko doon sa laptop. No? Connectivity, yun yung problema natin, internet. Ayan. So,
That's the one thing Canva can solve, unfortunately.
yes. Ayan. So, partner, meron pang last question?
Yes, last question from Michael Coral. May limit po ba ang files na pwedeng i-upload or may storage ba siya?
If I'm not mistaken, merong storage. Gladys can help let me know kung ano yung specific.
Kasi sa time,
Yeah. But yeah, if I'm not mistaken, there is a storage limit. I'm not 100% sure kasi which account, if this is a free account, or if this is a pro account or beyond. So,
Ayan. Pero personally, ngayon lang naman ako nag-pro parang mga 2 or 3 months ago. Ginagamit ko na siya for the past 2 to 3 years. At grabe ako mag-upload ng mga photos. So far, parang wala naman nagtatanong sa akin. Wala naman lumalabas na I've reached my storage limit. So, sobrang cool. So, sobrang cool lang niya. Parang for me, no? That's the way I see it. So, ayun, hintayin natin yung reply later, no? Or if may mga questions...
Sorry, I found it. So, if you check out canva.com/pricing, you get to learn more about the different types of accounts. For cloud storage, it's 1 gig for free, 100 gig for pro.
Oh.
And unlimited for enterprise.
Wow. Ayun. Ayan. So, meron, sa mga team replay, no, just in case may nanonood na tomorrow nila panoorin to, and if you have any questions, feel free to comment or go directly to Canva na Facebook page or dun nga sa Instagram or Twitter, and they will answer. So yan, na sagot na pala. So di pala ako umabot ng 1 gig, no? Yan, sabi ni.
I know, right? Parang I haven't really encountered like reaching a maximum or reaching yung parang maximum capacity of your storage.
Yeah. So unless lang ngayon na may mga videos na, so baka in the future. Pero cool yung mga videos, no? Okay, ayan. So, ayan. Ayan.
Yes, partner. Siguro ito na yun sa pinakahihintay ng lahat.
Yes. Ayan, sa pinakahihintay ng lahat, no, ang galing talaga ng founder na to, no, ni Miss Melanie Perkins at saka ng kanyang fiancé. And thank you, no, Filipino pride po yan dahil, di ba, bihira, 32 years old na ganun, na nasa ibang bansa ka pa and you're the third richest woman doon, no? Ayan. So, sana po nakapag-share na kayo nitong Facebook live natin and nakapag-tag na kanyang 3 friends in order to win 1 year dun sa mananalo, no, 1 year na subscription of CANVA Pro, and dun sa tinag nyo na 3, they will win 3 months CANVA Pro each, no. So, ang tanong, eto na po. Ang tanong ay, sino ang founder na Filipino-Australian ng CANVA. No? Co-founder na Filipino-Australian ng CANVA. So, ayan po. Good luck. Good luck po. Hintayin lang natin, partner, no? Kasi minsan may delay. So, wala pa sumasagot. Pero habang naghihintay, partner, i-plug ko lang itong event sino nga ba to? Event ni D, no? Ng branch namin. Lagay ko lang dito, partner. So, doon sa mga interested po, no, about family talks, bringing in the experts, tomorrow po at 8 p.m. meron po kaming talk about how to balance the work life, no? Especially kung may mga anak kayo na nag-aaral na nag-online learning. So, you can register for free dito po, bit.ly/family talks Sept 18. So ano po to, no? Capital, kailangan po capital siya. Ang tawag doon, case sensitive. Ayan, 12:15 na at nag-iiba na po ang pag-iisip ni MWP. Ayan, bumabagal na. May nanalo naman, partner. Sino nanalo sa atin? So dapat po sa Facebook, tapos share. Uy, wow. Mukhang
Yes, ang bilis.
tama ba? Tama ba, partner? Yung letter C ba nagsisimula? Yung nanalo? Tama ba, partner?
Yes, letter C. Yung ating
Ayan.
una,
Yan. So,
pinakamabilis na sumagot.
i-announce ko na, no? Announce ko na, partner. Naging guest din
Yes,
natin to,
announce.
di ba? Ayan. So, ang nanalo ay si the vegetarian bride, Miss Camille Fornella. Yan. So, Miss Camille, no? Alam ko nag-share kayo kanina parang more than 3 or parang 2 beses. So, kayo na bahala doon. Bibigay namin yung code later. So, congratulations sa mga brides-to-be. You can follow the vegetarian bride, Miss Camille Fornella. So, ayan. So, ayun po. Okay, meron po ba kayong last words, Miss Maisie, na gusto sabihin? Or before yun?
Thanks for inviting me. And I was really, really happy to be able to share the tips and, of course, to tell more people about Canva. So hopefully, when I ask if we do encounter each other in real life and I ask the question, do you tell people that you use Canva for your designs? Hopefully, the answer is always yes. We count on you guys to spread the word because it really is super, super valuable. And if you like it as much as I do, I personally love Canva. If you like it as much as I do, then it really helps to just tell other people about it and spread the word because it can help others as well.
Ayan. So thank you again, Miss Maisie, and thank you, Dino, for connecting us with Canva. So to our viewers, hope you enjoyed the 45th episode of the Late Night Tambayan with TPG and MWP. Kindly don't forget to follow us in Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Pinterest, TikTok, YouTube, LinkedIn. Lahat po ng social media channels na nandyan po kami. My name again is Harold Gardon. I'm the Millennial Wealth Planner, and my partner is...
Yes, thank you again, Ms. Maisie, for being our guest on our 45th episode of Late Night Tambayan. And ito, mabilis na announcement na lang. If you want to be a financial consultant, you can attend the career preview sa Saturday, 7 p.m. sa branch po namin, or kina partner at 4 p.m. And we also have a financial wellness seminar online. So 4 p.m. din siya on Saturday. So you can message me or si partner din sa mga personal na financial planning that we can talk. And yan, I'm Bille Temanel, founder and content creator of the Prudent Generation. And see you again on Sunday. Our topic will be handmade wooden dolls. Ayan.
Yes.
So, kumikitang millennial edition. And thank you for watching and maraming salamat din. And congratulations again, Ms. Camille Fornella, for winning the 1-year subscription and sa mga tinag niyo po na kaibigan ninyo. Thank you for watching and God bless and good morning.
Good morning, guys. Thank you.